Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Acceleration Partners Publisher Spotlight Series. My name is Tim Bruderek. I'm a Senior Publisher Development Manager here at AP, and I had the chance to sit down with Steven Elliott from Ben Group. We discussed the ways Ben Group is innovating the influencer marketing space through the use of AI and through a data-driven partnership model. Thanks for watching. Hey, Steven, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. So do you want to kick it off just by telling us a little bit about yourself and about your role at Ben Group?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really an exciting time as I just crested 3 years at Ben. And it's been a phenomenal ride. Branded Entertainment Network, joined here 3 years ago, and everything has been a roller coaster here. I've had 5 roles yet. For about 2 years ago, which is when you and I believe started, is when I was tasked with the role to develop a beachhead for our performance offering. So seeing that scale and now the efficiencies that we're driving and really the brands that we're working with, there's never been a more exciting time than now to be at Ben.
That's great. And you're talking about timing. We've gotten a lot of interest lately in influencer marketing. It's a hot topic. So what is Ben's approach to partnering with advertisers who may be looking to expand within the influencer space?
Initially, we always want to do a quick analysis to see how strong the brand is for this space. And then as well, to really connect with them to see what work that they've done with influencers and how they want to approach influencers. I feel that the way that we approach influencer is really looking at it as an ultra scalable digital channel rather than a checkbox or a PR strategy. I feel that that's what's fed into our relationship so well is that when we look to partner with the brand, we want them to really see, here's that scale that this universe has, that influencer marketing can really provide as we look at helping brands get inside the content to empower that content, which ultimately as well as empowering the creators. So we perceive our mission to help brands align with the right creator to get inside of that to empower it. And ultimately, we've seen that can drive not just upper funnel results, yet hence our partnership, lower funnel results that we can actually look at helping a brand start to know through predictive metrics and analytics how many views it will take, whether it's on a TikTok video or an Instagram or a YouTube, to actually drive sales. And when a brand wants to join us, like I said, what we'll do is analyze them to see where they're at, how strong their brand is, and then really understand how do they want to feed into influencer marketing and what is that going to do with their other digital channels? And as well, if they're working with you as acceleration partners, how can we make sure that the work that we do continues to raise all ships?
You know, we're talking about how Ben has been successful, within the influencer space. There's always been a little bit of a gap between affiliate marketing and influencer marketing. So what's Ben's approach to sort of helping to bridge that gap for these advertisers?
Yeah, it's really unique. I think you probably felt it. I felt it a few years ago where brands were wanting to work with influencers, yet treat them like affiliates. And sometimes it was success, sometimes it wasn't. And the question kept saying, well, how can we repeat or duplicate and scale our successes? And one thing to really understand is in influencer marketing, the data feedback loop is so compressed. And what we started to do as an agency a few years ago was invest in our own proprietary AI technology. And why that is so critical is now there's more data than ever. And in order to actually scale influencer marketing in an affiliate-like way, meaning pay per performance, you must have data and you must have connectivity with the creators. And so we've been aggregating the data now for over 13 years. Historically, Ben is comprised of a few agencies merged into one. One of them was arguably the first influencer marketing agency out of Utah called Plaid Social. That founder was Ricky Ray Butler, who is currently our CEO. He's a visionary, he's a techno optimist, someone that really understands the media landscape. And then as well, our sole shareholder remains Bill Gates. Mm-hmm. And the reason why that's very important to mention is we have the technology that we've built from the ground up. It's our own proprietary technology. And so that is what I believe was needed to activate a financial model as well to then unlock, or I like what you said, bridge that gap between affiliate to influencer marketing is you need the data and connectivity to the creators. And then as well, the financial model must make sense where it's not just a fixed media buy, yet there's also a variable component. That way we're really aligning ourselves with the brands just as you are through an affiliate partnership to say, look, we have these connections. As performance is derived from this, we're both going to share in that. And that's what we've been able to unlock is by empowering our AI with our conversion data that we've been aggregating now, as I mentioned, for over a decade, with a financial model that has a fixed component and a variable, a pay per performance. So that way our partners know that we're aligned in the upside, that our upside as Ben is in driving performance.
And I think one of Ben's biggest differentiators is your reliance on that data and that AI. So how do you rely on data when you're actually running a campaign for an advertiser, and how does that kind of help make a decision about where to take that campaign?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where we get to geek out a little bit. So hopefully everybody puts on their nerd caps, which is when you look at data. Well, I'm a big believer. If I'm going to talk about something, if we say data, then let's just look up what data is. And for us, data is really twofold. It's what's called structured data and unstructured data. And if you were to pie chart that out, structured data accounts for about 10% of all available data. And that's what we see a lot of brands working with. So you say, well, what about the other 90%? How do we get that? What is it? And then when we have it, how do we deploy it? And the other 90% is unstructured data. And so first, let's talk about the structured data part. That is things that you'll find in a spreadsheet, such as views, clicks, and likes. So first, we want to get a good understanding that. And that's all upper funnel metrics, which some people call vanity metrics. I don't like to discredit that too much, because to me, I like how our CEO once said is vanity metrics, they may not get you to the golden goose, but they get you on the path to the golden goose. So it's very important to say that 10% is still critical, yet you say we're missing out still on 90% of that data. What is unstructured data? The unstructured data is sound, video, long form text. And that's why every piece of content we launch, our AI is analyzing not just the structured data, yet as well the unstructured data. What is the sound in that video? What is the video quality? Reading the long form text, especially if it's on a YouTube integration, to be able to start predict, was that an 18-year-old female that engaged or a 40-year-old male? And as you start to derive those insights, and you start to see who's engaging with the content, how are they engaging with the content? And then from there, what the AI is really great at doing is then scouring the landscape and starting to look at other creators that are like this creator and this piece of content that just perform really well. And then as well, analyzing an audience overlap. And so when you have that technology, what we're able to really do is go much deeper and scale much quicker in an economic way, because ultimately our goal is to create a self-sustaining sales channel through influencer marketing.
And that's amazing. And it's such a key benefit of why you all stand out in the industry. So I wanted to ask you as well, and we've had this conversation in the past, but you encourage brands to look at their marketing channel holistically and then see how influencers sort of fit into that ecosystem. So do you want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and this is a practice shared across many peers here at Ben, and one for me personally, because I came from my own company. And so when you come from that brand's perspective, you when you're at the brand, you know you're doing so much. And then as well, when we insert ourselves, just like the AP team does, you're speaking to a certain team, yet you know that their media mix model or their MMM is all over the place. They're doing so much at once. And what we want to try to do is help them see, we're going to come in and supercharge. We want to see what you're already doing and do more and do it more efficiently, and really empower the brand, and especially our contacts at the brands, as I always say, make them look like rock stars. Beyond that, though, there's two other objectives I always have, which is the secondary one is how do we empower and raise all ships of all their other marketing efforts? And then three, how do we help them grow a sustainable business? We want to tie our influencer marketing efforts to their overall marketing strategy, and then as well tie that to the business objectives, to making sure that we're really being perceived and adding value as long-term partners.
So it's always important when you start a relationship to understand those goals and to understand those business objectives to see how you would fit into that overall marketing strategy.
Exactly. And with each channel to understand, well, why did you activate this channel? How are they going? How long did it take? What was your investment into this? And as you activated a new channel, what was the derivative impact on your other channels? Because as we start to turn on influencer marketing for our brands, it's been fascinating to see how that can translate into a higher LTV across all their other digital channels. Or something with a blender company that I've been working with for a while was, as we really started to scale them, we then started to have inbound requests from other creators saying, hey, what you're doing with that company, we want to do. How can we hop on the bandwagon? And that's a really neat impact, is when you can start creating FOMO with other creators, and you're creating not just lead generation, yet sales generation, and you're hitting the brand's economic KPIs, and we're helping consumers ultimately engage with brands in a very non-force-fed way that feels organic. To me, it's what creates a win-win-win scenario. The brand wins, the partnership wins, and then ultimately the consumer wins.
Yeah, that's amazing. So if an advertiser was interested in partnering with Ben Group, how do you recommend they get started?
Well, with our partnership, it's been incredible, as you know. Continue to work with the AP team, and then let's set up a call with the AP team initially. We want to make sure we all connect. A few things that we really need to start to know from the brand. Obviously, we'll analyze the brand, and then eventually some data that's critical for us is to understand, what is their cost per acquisition target? What are their current conversion rates? What is their experience with influencer marketing? And then as well, where are they active in other digital marketing channels or marketing efforts? And once we know that and we have a connection, we're aligned on the goals, it's a really simple process. It's something that as quickly as 4 weeks, we've been able to meet with brands and have content go live.
That's great. And before we wrap, is there anything else you wanted to share?
Yeah,
I want people to know about Ben Group.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to give me a chance to make a great plug here, is the one piece I didn't quite highlight on, which is really the end goal, as I said, is creating a self-sustaining sales channel through influencer marketing, is often then the how. How do you do that? And the how isn't just by analyzing all the data, by having robust systems and processes, by having years of connectivity and experience with the creators, and as well our own human experts, hence we call that the Cyborg Approach. A very unique feature of Ben as well is, beyond having our proprietary technology, is what we can do with that technology. And this is a fancy way of saying what we can do. It's called creating a customized algorithm for the brand. So we have many brands. We've now in 2 years had over 140 brands go through our performance portfolio. And what we've been able to do with brands, that when they hit about 80 to 100 pieces of content, is create a customized algorithm. And that algorithm can be on any platform. So for some brands, we know how many views it takes to drive a sell on Instagram stories, and then how many views per conversion VPC model on YouTube. And so know that what we really want to do is empower our brands and get in there to help them be smarter, because we've really seen, as we share all the conversion data that we aggregate, we share it all back with all of our brand partners. We find, one, it makes them smarter. As they're a smarter brand, they become a stronger brand. When they're a stronger brand, our relationship not only accelerates, and for us, we're able to scale. And I would say the way that we define scale is a derivative of increasing acquisition rate while either holding true on acquisition costs or decreasing it at the same time. And that's where the fun happens. And all of that is activated because of our robust systems, processes, technologies, and then ultimately sharing that with the brand by creating these customized algorithms that really, either if you have a seasonal brand, it regulates the seasonality. We have some seasonal brands that we're launching 100 to 300 pieces of content a month with. Or other brands, it's a matter of helping them understand how to play on this platform to another platform through creators, and then eventually the brand may launch natively on that platform. And that's what I would hope brands see as well, is that Ben, here, our philosophy is, one, we want to get brands inside the content to empower it and empower the creators, and then ultimately create self-sustaining sales channels through influencer marketing that could be scaled for years to come, not just a blip for the next 2 to 3 months. Yet through data, what we've seen now with some of our brand partners working year over year is we can continue to optimize. Every day, there's now more creators, there's more platforms coming online. And what we want to do is help them navigate in a very economic way of how they can scale, one, and then ultimately sustain that scale for many years.
That's great. Steven, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with me. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and talk soon.
Yeah, likewise. Always a pleasure. Thank you, Tim.